This is why if you're a parent of young kids and when they grow up, that you should never, ever buy them property with your own money. Because this latest story that hit current affairs, the brothers Richard and George, which are these two old mates over here jostling over a cricket bat, which one of the older brothers smashed a cameraman with it.
You never paid me for the house. I paid you. You want this one?
These two blood-related brothers who came out the same vijiji of their mothers are fighting over a family home in Dulwich Hill, which is the inner west. And before I go to the drawing board to break down what's happening in this story, it's so sad to see this because I have two young boys and I'm telling myself as a parent, I will never ever make the same mistake as their mother.
It's my house.
How long does he live there for?
Mum bought you a house and bought me a house. Mum never bought you a house.
So basically, let's introduce the two protagonists of this brother feud. We have Richard, the older brother, and George, the younger brother. So to paint a picture in terms of how tight they are in terms of brotherhood, well, it's like Mario and Luigi, and these guys live in Dulwich Hill on the same street. So basically, their mother lives here, and then next door is where Richard lives, and then 2 doors down is where George lives. And their mother over here, when she was alive with the best interest at heart, there was no mention of the father, so let's circle the mother in terms of she being the picture. She bought them a property each. So next door to her, maybe the favorite son, Richard has a house over here, and obviously no mortgage because she spent it with her own mullah. And then 2 doors down, we have the younger brother, which is George, which she bought him a house too, maybe the least favorite son. And again, there was no loan against this property because she bought it with her own money. So I don't know what she was doing. Maybe she was selling a lot of pavlovas back in the days. And for the past 25 to 30 years, like a Disney movie, these people, Richard and George, lived in their individual homes, happily ever after. Until the catalyst when old mate mother over here carked it.
Brother's beloved mother, Suad, who died a year.
And then maybe a week after, Richard, the older brother, sent George an eviction notice to leave this house he's been living for the last 25 years. What a malaka! And I know a lot of you who are watching this at the moment are thinking the same thing. George cannot be kicked out by his older brother Richard because George owns the house. No, because old mate deceased mother over here, which is the Pavlova queen, was playing favoritism and put the house which George lives in under the titleship of Richard. So basically Richard owns this house and this house. I can see why George, the younger brother, is pissed off because they are godfathers to each other's children. And for the last 25 years that he's been living in this property, everything was fine until the mother cocked it. And then old mate Malaka here tells him to F off. A lot of you guys who still hasn't scrolled away from this bloody story are wondering why. Well, apparently the George's home, which is titled under Richard, who owns the property right now legally, this property is actually worth $2.2 million right now. The question he probably asked himself late at night is, what's more valuable, blood or $2.2 million? Huh.
This isn't the same guy that I grew up with would send me a letter saying to evict me from my house with my...
And that is why you should never buy property for your kids or play favoritism. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think.